Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm showing you everything that added, changed and fixed in Minecraft Snapshot 22w44a. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft Snapshot videos in the future. As you already noticed, this video is also a live stream at the same time, so no editing in it, but it does mean you get to see the features as soon as possible. So let's get started with 22w44a. So there's quite a lot of changes in this snapshot, including 7 new game rules, but also stuff like new spawn eggs and changes to the creative inventory once again. But let's start with something simpler. So the bamboo mosaic block, which we have right over here. If you don't know how to get these new Minecraft 1.20 blocks, I have made a tutorial on it. Link to that video will be in the top right of your screen. But here the bamboo mosaic block can now be used as fuel in a furnace. So let's grab that, and let's also grab some coal to smelt. Yes, that is definitely what makes sense to smelt coal in a furnace, but there we go. You can use the regular bamboo, but also now the bamboo mosaic to smelt different blocks. That's not how you should show that. There we go. And there we go. You can use the bamboo mosaic as fuel in a furnace. Then an interesting change, I think, for many people, especially redstoners. The chiseled bookshelf now works with hoppers. So let's grab a hopper and let's grab the chiseled bookshelf and let's grab some books. There we go. So hopefully if you now place a hopper and a chiseled bookshelf and maybe a redstone torch as well, or let's just do it like this. This is advanced redstone right here. Lock the hopper and we should be able to just put some books into the chiseled bookshelf. Yes, we sadly still can't really pick where we want to place the books, but that is how this works now. So you have your books in your chiseled bookshelf, we depower the hopper, and there we go, we can remove books from chiseled bookshelves. It would also be interesting to see if we could use like dispensers or droppers maybe to... Wait, can we use hoppers to do this? Can we put... Oh, we can put chiseled bookshelves books into the chiseled bookshelf using the hopper and then take them out afterwards as well. Alright, that is actually quite interesting, and I assume this works from all sides. I missed. Yes, from the back as well. Yes, definitely. So from all sides you can put books in, and from the bottom side you can take them out again. This could actually look really cool if you could make like a sort of setup where the books are shuffling in between. So you have like a moving bookcase or something. Books going in and going out. It could look quite cool on a wall maybe. But that's a very nice change there. Really useful, I think. Then next, let's head over to the creative inventory changes. The most interesting of those maybe being in the spawn eggs section. So here in the spawn egg section, there are 4 new spawn eggs that weren't there before. So they are... where are they? I don't know which ones they are. Alright, let's just look them up in this menu then. So, apparently there's now an Ender Dragon spawn egg. No, there definitely is not. What? Oh, they're only available through commands. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, Iron Golem and Snow Golem. Those have been added. So in the creative inventory you now have the spawn egg for the Iron Golem and the Snow Golem. These are 2 new items that weren't in the game before. And you can use them to spawn in the 2 different mobs instead of having to build them yourself in creative mode. And then apparently there's 2 more secret spawn eggs which you can get using commands. So what we do is /give @p Ender Dragon spawn egg. There we go. Wow, that's a beautiful spawn egg. And then the 4th one that has been added here is the Wither spawn egg. Yes, the 2 bosses in the game now have their own spawn eggs. There they are. So the Ender Dragon, I'm sorry village, you're gonna get an Ender Dragon and a Wither. Yep, there it is. That's very loud as well. It does seem like the AI is a little bit broken there. Apparently it just has its spawn point there now. But let's see, I think the Wither will probably look a bit better. Yeah, there we go. There's a Wither right there from the spawn egg. I'm interested to see, I don't think it will actually explode here. It just, yeah, it immediately spawns in and... I'm sorry Iron Golem. Very sorry. Yeah, so usually if you summon in a Wither, of course, it first has to charge up and explodes. But now if you summon it in with a spawn egg, it just immediately starts attacking things. The Ender Dragon is still a bit stuck though. And they're definitely gonna fight each other now. Alright, good luck with that. But that's really useful to have these spawn eggs in the creative inventory. Currently only the Iron Golem and the Snow Golem spawn eggs are in the creative inventory and not the Ender Dragon and Wither. But still, it's useful to have them at all. Alright. And apparently the texture of the polar bear spawn egg has been changed because it was too similar to the ghost spawn egg. And so now they are at least a little bit different, so you can distinguish between them, even though they are still quite similar, but... Oh, this is a bit sad maybe in the desert, but there's the ghost and the polar bear. Alright, then let's move over to the creative inventory changes. So let's head away from these loud guys and go over here to check out the creative inventory. So they say that a hopefully final round of changes has been made to the creative tab orderings to address feedback. So operator only blocks and items can now be found in the redstone blocks tab if you have the required permissions. Does this mean we have command blocks in the creative inventory? Look at this. We have command blocks right here. The jigsaw block, the structure void, the barrier, the light block, and the debug stick right there in the creative inventory. This is a very welcome change, especially for me, because I do lots of stuff with command blocks. It's super nice to have them all here. I would also like all of the different like levels of light blocks in this creative inventory as well, but that might be a bit too much. We can see that the command block minecart is right there with the other minecarts. And we now have these blocks down here as well. That is really, really useful. Alright, then as for the functional blocks section over here, they've added tinted glass and bee nests to this section. Furthermore, they moved respawn anchors before bats reordered the pressure plates by functionality. I don't even see the pressure plates in here. I might just be blind. Okay, that's a bit strange. It's probably in here, right? Pressure plates. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what that means then. And they've also moved the end portal frame and infested stone blocks into this tab from the natural tabs block. So apparently we should have the different stones and the end portal frames right in here at the bottom. In the redstone blocks tab, they were the following blocks were added. So the chest, the barrel, the cauldron, the furnace, and the composter. They were also added to this section. And in building blocks over here, you now will find a chain and a block of amethyst. In crafting down over here, you will now find the ancient debris block. And they've also reordered the tabs for better consistency in every single one of these tabs. So that is most of the changes to the creative inventory. Then let's head over to some monster spawner changes. So previously, if you've played with the spawner in Minecraft, the regular monster spawner was always a pig spawner. But now there is no default spawner. So this means that no mobs will spawn naturally if you just place down a regular spawner like this. Only once you put an like a spawn egg in there like this by right clicking it, it'll become that type of spawner and then spawn that type of mob. And so it will not emit any particles when it's just placed down like this without any spawn egg in it. Hello, Iron Golem. And it has been renamed as well from spawner to monster spawner. And they've also apparently removed the purple text in here. Yeah. Alright. And something very interesting here. Monster spawner interact with spawn egg sets mob type. So it actually tells you how to change the monster spawner here with the tooltip. That's really useful. And I assume if we grab this monster spawner, it actually knows that it's an Iron Golem monster spawner. That is really interesting. So you can now use pick block to grab different types of spawners. So you have to, on PC, hold control and then press your middle mouse button to get that exact spawner and get the MBT data with it along with the name of the mob. That is really cool. And yes, that is, I think, pretty much it for the monster spawner. But those are some really awesome changes there, I think. Then let's head over to the next changes, which are to, well, there's some sound changes as well. So there's step sounds for carpets, lily pads, and small amethyst buds now. And you can also hear step sounds when you're walking through nether sprouts, glow-like and crimson roots and warp roots. You can check those out for yourself as well. But now, let's head over to game rules, because there are 7 new game rules added in this snapshot. So let's head through them and see if they are of any use at all. So first of all, there's 3 game rules related to drop decay. So those are block explosion drop decay, mob explosion drop decay, and TNT explosion drop decay. And so these are different game rules, and they determine if different explosions should drop the blocks or not. So when they are set to false, then all blocks drop loot, and when set to true, blocks drop loot randomly depending on how far from the explosion center they were. And so we'll show you how this works. So by default, this is set to false for TNT and true for blocks and mobs. So let's grab some TNT and check out how this works. So place down the block and we'll check out the game rule TNT explosion drop decay. So it's currently set to false. And this means that every single block will drop from an explosion of this TNT block. So we'll grab a flint and steel and activate this TNT. And we'll see that pretty much every single block drops here. There we go. And we can see all of these different blocks, even the sticks from the dead bushes. And we can see there's quite a lot of blocks here. 45 red sand and 20 brown terracotta. But now let's head over here, place down another TNT, and set this game rule to true instead. And so this means that only a random amount of blocks will drop instead. So we'll activate the TNT. There we go. And now if you pick up these blocks, we'll see we get a whole lot less blocks. So this is how it used to be in the game until I believe the 1.18 update or something like that. And so then they changed it so every single block drops if TNT explodes, which is very useful, for example, different wood farms and I believe those types of farms where you need TNT to break the blocks, like stone generators. And so not only can you change this for TNT, you can also change this for mobs, so creeper explosions, for example, by using the game rule mob explosion drop decay, and also for other blocks apart from TNT using block explosion drop decay. I think this might be, for example, actually I have, well, probably with the end crystal. End crystal is not TNT. So block drop explosion, they are usually set to true, but if you set that to false, then every single block will drop with, for example, I assume end crystals. We can test that out to see if we get a whole lot of blocks from an end crystal explosion. We can only place those on obsidian, of course. I definitely remember that. And then I should probably place it down into the floor. There we go, and look at that, we'll get a whole lot of red sand right there, which we would normally not get. Alright, then next up is the game rule, snow accumulation height. Okay, so when it's snowing, this game rule determines the maximum number of snow layers that can be accumulated in each block. So that's not the right biome for this, so let's head over to a snowy biome. Locate biome snowy plains. And go over there to show this off. So in regular Minecraft, when it snows, as you can see here, you just get a single snow layer. And so that's also what this game rule is usually set to. So game rule snow accumulation height. So by default it's set to 1. And you can set it from a value between 0 or 8. And 0 might be really useful for some people, because this means that you won't get extra snow layers on your builds at all, even if you build in a snowy biome. So you can set it to 0 like this, and then if it snows, then you won't get any of these snow layers at all. But you can also set it to 8, which means that snow layers can just accumulate up to a full block of snow layers, actually. So if you set the weather to rain here in this snowy biome, we'll see it starts to snow, And we can immediately see that extra snow layers are now forming on top of the previously formed snow layers already, which I assume will go faster if we set the game rule random tick speed a little higher. There we go, and here we can already see that the snow layer has gone up to snow layer level 3, which you can check over here by this layers number on the right of our F3 screen. And this can actually add a whole lot of variation to your Minecraft biomes as well, so I think it's very immersive here actually. You can either choose to make it so that no snow layers appear, or such that a whole lot of snow layers appear. Quite useful. Alright, then, yeah, let's head out of this, because I don't think that is necessary anymore. So let's clear the weather. There we go. So the next two game rules are water source conversion and lava source conversion. And so when they're set to true, this allows new sources of that fluid to form. Alright. Oh, wait. This is actually something really, really interesting. So let's grab some water buckets and some lava buckets. And yes, my voice definitely did not crack there. So, as you know, usually if you place down two water sources like this, it forms a third water source in the center. Let's see if we can show that a little bit better by heading over to land. So over here we can break 3 blocks like this. Place a water source, and get a water source in the center. However, of course, the same does not happen for lava. It just flows in the center like this. It's not like there's an actual lava source in the center. If you grab a random bucket or an empty bucket like this, try to scoop it up, that does not work. But now you have game rules to change this. So what we can do is /game rule lava source conversion. We can see it's by default set to false. However, now we set it to true. We'll see something interesting happen. So let's place a lava bucket there, a lava bucket there. And look at this. Oh my gosh. We have infinite lava. Whoa. Okay, this is just mind-blowing to me that this is possible now. Yeah, so we can now make lava sources infinite if we set this game rule lava source conversion to true instead of false. And of course, it also means you can turn this off for water. So we can say water source conversion false, which I don't know why you would ever want to do that, but it is possible. Make this false, and this means that you won't be able to create infinite water sources with water anymore. So yeah, I can't pick up this center water source because it's not a water source. Alright, then there is one final game rule left, which is global sound events. And it controls whether the player, whether certain game events are heard by all players regardless of location. So this is, for example, the Ender Dragon dying. It is actually broadcast to every single player on a server. And so if you don't want that, then you can do game rule global sound effects or sound events and set that to false, because by default set it true. You can set it to false like this, and this means that if you, for example, summon the Wither, this will only be placed to the player next to it and not to every single player on your server. Alright, and then beyond all these different changes, game rules, new additions, there are also a whole lot of bug fixes here as well. If you want to read through them, I'll leave the patch notes in the description of this video. But anyway, there we go. That's everything has been added, changed, and fixed in Snapshot 22w44a. If you like this video, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft Snapshot videos in the future. I want to thank my tier 3 member, the Smikkelaar. Thank you for becoming a tier 3 member. But there we go. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope to see you all in the next one. Until then, bye bye.